Hi, welcome to the Luxury Travel Guide for Savannah, Georgia. Let's dive right in. First, a quick bit about me. I'm a travel advisor and independent affiliate of Fora, which means I have access to a great network of hotels for perks, of preferred rates, and other VIP benefits, as well as a network of other independent advisors that live in places exactly like Savannah, Georgia, which is how I informed this travel guide in association with major publications such as Travel and Leisure, Condé Nast, Food and Wine, and Eater, and many other research points as well. Although I haven't been to Savannah myself, this is a very trusted, well built out resource for the two clients that I have traveling to Savannah in about 2 weeks' time. So I wanted to share it all with you as well. So let's go over a quick agenda. We're going to talk about an overview of the city, hotels and restaurants, activities for walking and driving, and then final thoughts. So, an overview of Savannah. Savannah is a long city. We're seeing the kind of the top half in this map, but it goes down farther south too. Historic downtown is the most popular for visitors, which is in this red box, right up against the river, down to Forsyth Park. There's 22 squares in historic downtown, which are the little green squares you can see in the map, and it's what makes it really popular. It's really beautiful. It's very walkable. There's open container laws within historic downtown itself, and then once you go down south, past Forsyth Park into the other districts of Savannah. That's like the Starland district, which is a more up and coming artistic neighborhood, as well as other areas. But for most visitors, you're going to stay up in or near historic downtown and probably spend most of your time there. Now, this is a bunch of key information about Savannah, Georgia. For the sake of time, instead of me reading it out, just pause the video now to read through it. And then this is a timeline of major events in Savannah throughout the year and things to keep in mind when planning your trip. Again, instead of me reading it out, just pause the video now to read through it. The vibes of Savannah are great. As you can see, they have that beautiful Spanish moss, a lot of great architecture, riverfront, just a lot to do, especially if you like walking around and kind of wandering in and out of stores. So now this is my favorite part, the hotels. So we have 5 great hotels to choose from. Obviously, there's many more, but these are the 5 top ones from the luxury perspective. There's the Perry Lane, which is the only 5-star hotel. There's the Hotel Bardo, Alita, JW Marriott, and Thompson, which are all 4-star hotels. I'm going to dive a little deeper into each one. So the Perry Lane. The Perry Lane has really comfortable rooms, really classy designs that are art focused, as you can see there. The rooftop bar called the Peregrine is a very popular destination for people staying there and other visitors, and they have a restaurant on site as well. They have great amenities, a gym, a cozy library that's partnered with a local bookstore, and their store that you can see here, which has some nicer luxurious items. It's a really great hotel. It's right in the middle of the historic downtown, as you can see here. So it's really walkable to the riverfront, to Forsyth Park, to the entire historic downtown period or area. But importantly, it's not on the river street, so it's a little quieter. It's near a lot of the shopping in the storefronts. But you can walk to the riverfront, only half a mile away. You can walk to Starland District if you're really trying to go down to that period or that area, and that's like 1.5 miles. So it's still very walkable. Now, as a travel advisor, if you book a hotel like Perry Lane through me, you get some amazing perks, including a welcome amenity, complimentary breakfast daily for 2 guests a room, a $100 hotel credit once per stay, complimentary basic Wi-Fi, early check-in and late checkout when available, and complimentary upgrade when available. If you are interested, of course, reach out. Next is Hotel Bardo, which is a 4-star hotel. It was opened in late 2023 by some of the same people from the Perry Lane. Now, it has really beautiful designs in terms of the room and just the hotel overall. It has a rooftop pool and a rooftop bar, as well as restaurants on site. The St. Bibiana, which is a coastal Italian restaurant and known to be some of the best Italian, if not the best Italian in Savannah. It also has a members-only club, which hotel guests get access to, which is a really cool little perk. And there's really wellness focus here as well, with a great gym and a great spa. Now, Hotel Bardo is a little farther south, so just on the edge of the historic district next to Forsyth Park. So it's next to Forsyth Park, which is great because it's a great little walk around the park, but it's a little farther from the riverfront, about a mile if that's something you are really caring about. And then it's also a mile from the Starland district. So if you are interested in exploring there, then this is a great option. And because it is kind of in the middle, it is a bit of a quieter area. Now, from a perk perspective, Hotel Bardo gets 10% off best available rates, $100 food and beverage credit, daily breakfast for 2, a room upgrade based on availability, and early check-in, late checkout based on availability. So if that is something you're interested in, of course, reach out. Next, we have the Alita, which is another 4-star hotel. and a bit of a boutique option at the north of the riverfront. Great rooms, classically designed, very modern design of the hotel lobby and other areas. There is restaurants on site, bar on site, as all of these hotels will have, as well as a great rooftop pool, gym, and other amenities. Now, this is really a hotel that's best used for its location. It's right on the edge of the riverfront. So if that's something you care about, whether that's going to the Christmas markets or whether that's just being next to the river, great sunset view, whatever that might be. If the riverfront is important to you, this is a great boutique option. The JW Marriott, which I'm going to talk about next, is right next door, but it is a much bigger hotel, has about twice as many rooms. So that is something to just keep in mind. And this is a bit of a busier area if that is something that you do care about. Now, from perks, you get the welcome amenity, complimentary breakfast daily for 2 guests a room, complimentary basic Wi-Fi, early check-in, late checkout when available, and a complimentary upgrade when available. So if that is something you're interested in, reach out. And then the JW Marriott, as I mentioned, is another 4-star hotel right next to Hotel Alita. So again, it's going to be a little busier, but a much bigger hotel too. Now this hotel is a very unique design. So it's very museum-like design features. Like the lobby feels like a museum. The rooms feel a little bit more luxurious in terms of that type of design, if that's something you'd like. There's funky elevated restaurants and a bar on site, and they have a pool, a gym, and a spa like most of these other hotels as well. Here, it's right next to the Alita, as I mentioned, but it's twice as many rooms. So it's definitely a bigger feel. It's a very much more classic Marriott feel, but it is right next to the riverfront. So again, a busier area, but great access if that's something you're looking for. And exact same as Alita, it's 2 miles from the Starline District. So if you are looking to explore that part of Savannah too, then maybe not the best choice. Here we have the hotel amenity perk, the $100 hotel credit, the complimentary breakfast daily for 2 guests a room, complimentary basic Wi-Fi, early check-in, late checkout, and complimentary upgrade. So if this is something you're interested in, let me know. And then lastly, we have the Thompson, which is a 4-star hotel on the south end of the river. Now, there are some amazing rooms with views at the Thompson. It's a much more classically modern design. You have a great bakery on site, a great restaurant on site, and a great bar on site. So you really have everything you need right there with amazing views, pool, gym. Because it's a little more modern, it's in an up-and-coming area. I would say this one is great for business and younger travelers. But it is a little bit farther south, as I mentioned, or really east if you look at the map this way. But it is still right next to the riverfront, but it's a little bit farther of a walk to get to the classic historic downtown district as most of these other hotels that I mentioned, which kind of puts it in just a different area. So it depends on what you're looking for. It's still about 2 miles from the Starline District. It's a little out of the way, like I mentioned, but it has everything you're going to need there. And it's still not too far from the historic downtown. It's just something to keep in mind if you are booking this. Now, for perks at the Thompson, there's the welcome amenity, $100 credit per person per stay, daily complimentary full breakfast at a hotel restaurant for up to 2 guests, priority for room upgrade, and early check-in, late checkout, connecting rooms per availability. So if you're interested, reach out. And I will note, now that we're getting to the last hotel, that all these perks are only received if you book through a travel advisor like myself. You would not get these perks if you just booked online with the hotel. So that's the hotels. As we mentioned, there's the Perry Lane, very central, only 5-star in Savannah. Hotel Bardo, a little farther south near the Forsyth Park, that is a 4-star. Alita and JW Marriott, both 4 stars next to each other at the kind of west/north side of the river, just different vibes, what you're looking for. And then the Thompson, which is also a 4-star that is on that southeast side of the river. So a little farther out, but definitely has a lot of great features. Now, jumping to restaurants, which is also my second favorite part. So there's a ton of restaurants in Savannah. It's a huge food city. There's a lot there. So I've only just picked 6 here. Obviously, if you do any research, you'll see a lot more. But these are the ones I wanted to highlight. So the Gray is a progressive Southern restaurant, which was really what put the Savannah food scene on the map. It's in an old Greyhound bus terminal. It's really great food. It books out. You definitely need a reservation for this. And it's right in the kind of north side of historic downtown, which makes it a really walkable option. This one is one I would definitely recommend if you go to Savannah, but you do have to book in advance. The Husk is a farm-to-table Southern restaurant. Great raw bar. It's in a haunted house, so it has some kind of cool vibes there. Also in historic downtown, so that's great. Although, there are a lot of southern cuisine options here. So depending on how many nights you have, there might be other ones you prioritize. The Old Pink House is a traditional Southern, food. Again, it's an establishment in Savannah. It's a bit touristy for that reason, but if you have a few days there and you want to try it out, definitely would recommend it. However, I would prioritize these other ones in red before. St. Bibiana is the best Italian in Savannah. It's in Hotel Bardo, so if you're in Hotel Bardo for accommodation, it's right there, and otherwise you might have to walk to it, but great opportunity to check out that property as well. And then going back to the Southern cuisine, Common Threads is a farm-to-table Southern in a renovated house. It's a really renowned restaurant in Savannah, and a really must-do if you're looking for Southern food. In addition to the Gray, which is just a lot of history to it. Elizabeth's on 37th is next to Common Threads, which is traditional Southern, a kind of interesting blend of Southern hospitality and fine dining. And what I will mention about both Common Threads and Elizabeth on 37th is that they are in the Starland District, so definitely farther south, which is why, Common Threads specifically is a really well-renowned restaurant. But if it's not in your plans to make it down there, then I would stick to, the Gray and some of the other ones that are a little farther north here. One last note here is that all of these will require reservations, especially if you are coming at a busy time. So plan ahead, pick your restaurants, and do that. And that's something I can definitely help with if we are working together. Now, to get to activities, I'm going to breeze through these. But the activities, if you're walking, there's a few pages here. There's Forsyth Park Fountain. So walking through Forsyth Park, you can see a lot of that old Spanish moss in these photos. Really beautiful. Walking, driving tours, either ghostly or not, are popular throughout Savannah if you don't want to have to do it yourself in terms of kind of looking at where you should be going. The 22 squares of the historic district is kind of where these walking tours will bring you, but of course you can just wander the streets yourself. River Street, the riverfront street that is right along the river, is a great place to just explore. There's lots of different coffee shops like the Coffee Fox, which are great for just popping in for a coffee and a bite. Then we have the SCAD Museum of Art, and SCAD stands for the Savannah College of Art and Design. You have the American Prohibition Museum, Telfair Academy, which is another museum/architectural location, the Bonaventure Cemetery, which is a really beautiful cemetery, but it can be buggy if you are going at certain times of the year, so make sure you bring bug spray. And then the Cathedral Basilica of St. John the Baptist, which is, as you can see, just an architecturally magnificent thing to check out. You also can just go shopping at many other stores like Terracotta, which is a popular one, and other boutique stores. There's honey mead tastings at the Savannah Bee Company, which has a location in historic downtown. Leopold's is a very famous ice cream store in Savannah and very popular. The lines can get long, especially at hot periods of the year, but I'm told it's worth it. Drinks at a rooftop bar like the Peregrine at the Perry Lane, or at the rooftop bar of the Thompson if you want a river view. And then lastly, you can explore the Starland District, which is a little bit farther south of Forsyth Park, as we talked about. It's a more up-and-coming neighborhood, more artistic, comparable to Brooklyn or Silver Lake, like if you're in New York or LA. Then if you're driving, the two things to note are the Wormslow Historic Site, which is about 20 minutes away from Savannah. It's a really beautiful lane with tons of Spanish moss, as you can see here, featured in some movies that you might recognize. And then also Tybee Island, which is about 30-ish minutes away, which is obviously beaches, and it has a bit more of an island coastal element too. There's some seafood, just great beach vibes, and obviously if you go on a nice day, great to go out by the sand. So final thoughts. Savannah is a really great place to take a weekend getaway, a couples trip, do a food tour if you're a big foodie, do bachelorette parties, bachelor parties, and if you are interested in going for something like the Christmas market, the SCAD Festival, St. Patrick's Day, really great opportunity to go in and see the city that way. So if you are interested in going to Savannah, Georgia, let me know. Reach out at jamie.mcneil@fora.travel. I can help with hotels, transport, activities, dinner reservations, and the whole works. Really, I can get you perks, VIP status, and preferred rates. And the best part is it's at no additional cost to you, because the hotels just love me when I get them great clients like yourself. Of course, thank you for watching this video. Follow this channel for more luxury travel guides about places around the US and around the world, and I'll see you next time.